MI6 made the grooming gangs. 50% of their billionaires are Zionist supremacists. MI6 made the grooming gangs. A bunch of cab drivers can't defy the cops and social services. MI6 made the grooming gangs. Remember that Israel only exists because of the UK. MI6 made the grooming gangs. When Elon says he's mad about it, the reality is he's laughing about it. MI6 made the grooming gangs because our intelligence department are a bunch of Satanist freaks. Favorite hobby is raping little girls and making the world look good for Israel. They don't do shit else but rape kids and help Israel. Our intelligence services are a bunch of cult members. There's actual officers on record saying it functions like a cult. They look for disenfranchised, mentally fucked up people who they can brainwash into a special Illuminati Satan cult. MI6 made the grooming gangs. It's because they're a bunch of goyim helpers of the Zionist ethnonationalist freaks. At this point in history, you can literally find intelligence afoot if it involves rape of kids, especially white and or Christian kids, and the outcome is helpful for Israel. That's how you know. So, for me personally, the most humiliating part of what's going on in the world is how completely and totally they subvert our intelligence to the point they're incompetent. And when I say incompetent, I mean they fill them full of mentally fucked up, spiteful, angsty kids who feel alienated from society, stratified for a cult-like person. Like I'm not making this up. You can legit look about the qualities for a good CIA officer, and they literally describe a narcissist who can be join a cult. And they recruited these people who are disenfranchised, ethnic minorities, people alienated from society who do not mind destroying society, who don't care about ties to anything. They literally look for this. And then they brainwash them into a cult of Illuminati Satanism. So, to the point, every single intelligence operation that exists is just about raping children and helping Israel. Nothing else. There's no other goals of our intelligence department at this point. UK either. That's how you know they made the grooming gangs, because it looks like Epstein. It's these cab drivers are apparently such criminal masterminds that they can defy the cops and social services. You look at the details, it's so fucking obvious. Every time Elon Musk signs on and says he cares about the grooming gangs, know this, he's laughing and he enjoys raping children because he's in the Epstein files. So he finds it amusing to rape kids, first of all. And he also finds it amusing to control the people of the UK on X and scream about the grooming gang. So this way they fall for right wing candidates who will both give Israel whatever it wants and bankrupt the UK so Starlink, SpaceX, all his garbage can take it over. That's what it comes down to, friends. So, other than their weird misfit emo kid cult of Illuminati Satanism for fucking theater kids who felt unloved, and they don't care about their family, they don't care about their partner, so they can be recruited into the CIA and MI6 and full of spite and hate, and they can destroy their own country to feel like good little boys and girls. Everything they do converges on raping kids and helping Israel, and the grooming gangs are no different in that it involves raping kids. And the obvious utility to Israel, in the sense you have Elon Musk talking about it all the time, so this way people vote right wing and make their country broke so he can take it over, while also making them agreeable. You have to let Israel do whatever it wants because these Islamic people are savages and unreasonable, and that's why they did it, right? So when you're looking at group gangs, you're looking at the leaders of that country, right? That's why when they say their stories, they literally sound like people hunted by the CIA. They literally sound like people hunted by the CIA because they were. So they describe shit like, I was disappeared from school and nobody looked for me. When I go to the hospital and ask for help, they'd arrest me. That is not the mastermind of Pakistani cab drivers. That's intelligence. The same strategy with Charles Manson. This guy was a borderline fucking retarded criminal born to a prostitute and a scammer. He was constantly doing crimes and would be picked up ASAP and back in prison. He couldn't get away with shit, right? Just like these Pakistani cab drivers are not anything. They're fucking stupid. They're criminal stupids, right? So what happened next? They was doing MK Ultra and they hit up his prison. All of a sudden, after this happened, he was suddenly a criminal mastermind. He could no longer get arrested. If a cop fucked up and arrested him, his boss would tell him to release him. Same thing you see with the grooming gangs, right? So we now know the reason they did Charles Manson, although this is a conspiracy, is because they wanted to make beatniks look like shit to stop leftism. Because the beatniks were big proponents of communism, socialism, leftist changes. So they wanted to make the beatniks look like crazy motherfuckers, and that's why they made them. And the grooming gangs are literally Manson for the UK, in the sense they have a goal of making Muslims seem like unreasonable savages, which helps Israel when they tell the people of the UK, you have to give me more money for my war. Iran is making nukes, and you have to fucking send your kids to die for 9 million people who hate you and steal your children. I mean, we will stop the Muslims stealing your children. Get the fuck out of here, bro. And, oh, mate, these fucking packies, eh? They're in the cab stealing our kids, eh? Oh, mate, the wokies wouldn't arrest them, eh? You know, must tell me on X, mate, that the fucking packies, eh? They're all stealing our kids, mate. It's like you're doing it in your government. The fucking Pakistanis are just like some random criminals they recruited. The reason they're doing it is because MI6, the Queen, the Prime Minister, is all beholden to Israel. And they're in a little Satan cult where they eat babies like Saturn devouring his son. And other than the fact your own MI6 is full of Satanists who enjoy child rape because they recruited for ease of joining a religious cult and being a psychopath who has ties to nothing, which is exactly why they started looking for diverse, ethnically mixed people from disenfranchised backgrounds who they could brainwash into a cult where they'd be satisfied raping kids and getting insider stock tips and fucking up their countries. And so you got half of intelligence like that, and you got the other half who are literally just Mossad by another name. They're Zionist ethnonationalists. So do not be surprised if every single thing the CIA MI6 does is literally just rape kids, destroy shit, and ultimately help Israel. And that's what grooming gangs were. They want fucking the country being like, oh, mate, these fucking packies, they're bashing our girls over the head and dragging them back to the cabs, mate. Locking them in cages and shit. Yeah, mate, we need to get up in the streets and burn them all, mate, and elect far-right leaders. And Elon's like, I'll help you with that. Oh, it's so sad how those girls were. Bro, you're an Epstein file. No, I'm not. I'm in the Epstein files for not liking Epstein. Shut the fuck up. This is what's in it for Elon, other than the fact he's part of the Satanists, the fucking degenerate pigs, is if the UK falls and turns into a pile of shit, which is the end goal of every country is Africa. Like what they already did to Africa, like just turn it into a completely decimated, no infrastructure, ethnic quabbles shithole that they can just take whatever they want from. That's their goal for the world. You need to know that. So what they're doing to the rest of the world is model after that. And the countries hit worst are going to be countries with a huge Zionist presence because it's really these ethno-nationalist Zionists who are behind all this, right? So wherever they go, you can expect countries to turn to rubble and people punching each other in the face in different factions, right? And that's why you see UK hit pretty bad, America's hit pretty bad, because these are the number one colonies for Israel. We wouldn't even have Israel without the UK. And America used to resist until planter ass, fake ass Southern elites like the Bush family betrayed their country and helped them and got rewarded for it. And from then on out, it's just been traitors who are devoted to nothing but themselves, and they're more than happy to turn us into a colony for Israel, right? So yeah, basically the grooming gangs are Charles Manson for the UK in the sense now that we no longer are self-directed nations, the UK doesn't care about the UK, the America doesn't care about America. We're all just basically colonies for Israel. The only reason one knows that much about the UK, even though they're actually worse with this, is because they're a pointless little island at this point. You know, their GDP is whatever. They don't have any military prowess, but they're actually more occupied than us, which is why they were allowed to do this. Get every single social services and police department to all converge on raping their children to make Muslims look bad. Don't get me wrong, the perps were Pakistani, but they didn't get away with this without MI6 being behind it, under Mossad's direction, to make Muslims look like shit, to make a far right revolution, to make Brexit, to demolish the place into a pile of fucking rubble until the only direction they have is whatever Israel wants. That's what it comes down to. And the intelligence services are full of cult-like, socially alienated, angsty little shits who worship Satan. You think I'm fucking with you? They literally worship Satan. They're literally in a Satanist cult of the Illuminati, and they're stratified for weak people who are hateful, spiteful, disenfranchised by culture and ethnicity and family sometimes. Like, they hate their family, they hate their country, they feel like they don't fit in. They look for ethnically mixed people because of how they can easily brainwash them into being agents to destroy their own nation without even realizing they're doing it. And they look for these people easy to control in the cult, promote them and install them in intelligence services, and the other fucking half are just basically Mossad agents, but they're pretending to be MI6, pretending to be CIA. And that's how we got here. That's how every single thing intelligence does involves raping kids and helping Israel. Nothing else. ISIS, Israel. MI6, grooming gangs, Israel. In terms of geopolitical strategy, it all converges on helping Israel. But to entertain the embarrassing criminal cult members in these intelligence services who were picked for being angsty little kids who can brainwash into a fucking cult, they let them rape kids and stuff too. And scream they worship Satan and they got a little Satan in them and where the fuck they do. These pure inferior people who are easy to control and push around, who see a coin that says manipulation and motivation on two sides and think it's fucking profound. Dopes like this, recruit them, and they'll be the most stupid, unwitting tools to destroy their nation. They won't feel a thing. And the intelligence of America and the UK are made up of these people, and the other half are Mossad agents by another name. So yeah, that's how we got here. That's why the grooming gangs are MI6, because it's half angsty, self-destructive, spiteful little shits who can easily betray their own nation and not care or feel a thing. And the only ones that's really directing geopolitical policy with the intelligence services are Mossad. That's why. They may be calling themselves CIA agents or MI6, but invariably what they will plan out is just for Israel, right? And the grooming gangs were no different. The whole point of them was to make Muslims look like shit, so there'd be an ethno-nationalist backlash, so that the country would go farther right, which helps them, while also every time Netanyahu gets up there and says he needs to kill people for Israel, you would agree. And that's why it was done. Combination of them recreationally enjoying hurting kids, and of course, Israel. The intelligence services of the UK and America do nothing else but help Israel. So that's why every single intelligence plot we know of converges on weirdly raping kids and helping Israel and doing nothing else.